The sound of shells slicing through the metal barrels of more than 700 guns that have been decommissioned or seized from the nation's streets permeated the air this morning at the Queen Street police station. To date, this was one of the largest stacks of weapons being destroyed in one setting in recent history. The assortment of gunfire was collected over the past 5 years and ranged from high artillery weapons to the ordinary short arm and hailed from the Belize Defense Force, the police department, Colby Foundation, and confiscated weapons.
Some of them from the Belize Defense Forces, yes. They are out
the
of...
majority, that's
Yes, they are out firearms that are out of commission and not confiscated off the street. As I said, unserviceable. Some of them are unserviceable, and some of them are the ones that were confiscated.
But while some of them were unserviceable, they still posed a potential threat to the society if they eventually got in the wrong hands. Hence, the need for today's event.
Parts of these weapons can still be taken to make homemade firearms, and so for us it is essential that is not done. So that is why we are making sure that these firearms are cut, destroyed, so that they cannot be used again in any form.
But the destruction would not have been possible were it not for the assistance of the United Nations Regional Center for Peace, Disarmament and Development, which has been providing the technical capabilities.
We delivered a set of hydraulic shears in May 2012, this year. People from the police force were trained on the use and maintenance of these shears. And what we are doing today is we are witnessing and overview the destruction of surplus, confiscated and obsolete weapons. The periodic destruction of these weapons, confiscated, surplus and obsolete, is one of the most effective ways to ensure that these weapons do not go back to the streets.
The process is tedious and time-consuming. It encompasses an entire stock-taking process, starting from the time the weapons are taken into custody through their chain of command to their destruction. But this protracted inventory process is as important as the actual demolition of the weapons.
They are inventorized by the armorer, Sergeant Augustine. He went through the process when we said we would be doing a destruction. He went through the process of having these firearms checked. He checked all these firearms, the ones that are unserviceable, the ones that have been confiscated, and to make sure that all of them were in fact serviceable, and the ones that have been confiscated, that the matters before the court have been concluded. We had to make out a list of all these firearms that I have spoken about, and so now they are ticking off all these firearms. They have to be written down, the serial numbers, written down if they were confiscated, if they are unserviceable firearms, what type of firearms are being destroyed. All of these have to be checked by the audit department. Is here the Ministry of Finance and the police department. So all of these firearms are being checked to see that these are the firearms, in fact, that are being destroyed.
Altogether, there were 470 guns from the police patrol branch, the armory unit, and the prison, and 260 from the Belize Defense Force, loaded onto the back of 2 trucks and packed in sacks labeled for destruction. Yet with the destruction of these weapons, it seems as if the fight against weapons trafficking will be one to contend with forever, considering our porous borders. But Julian Bustamante asserts that the effort is worth the while.
You can do it with just one gun. You know what you can do with just one gun, right? So if we are destroying 300, so it doesn't matter if it's the more we destroy, the better. But even though if it's just one gun, we have a huge impact.
Reporting for Love News, I'm Marian Ali.